Hey everybody, it's Spin, and today we're going to be talking about how to improve your aim in Valorant. Here's my deal. If you watch this video, apply these concepts, and you're willing to put in the work, you can have incredible aim. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you've played CS or not. Just watch and do, and you'll be hitting your shots. This is kind of a big guide, so there are links in the description to the different parts. Oh, and this is the part where I ask you to subscribe because you're an incredible person. The first thing you want to do is get comfortable and find the right posture. First, you got to find what works for you. I originally had a bunch of recommendations for this part, but the key point is this. Make sure you're reproducing the same position every time you play Valorant. It will help your muscle memory load up faster. If you're constantly changing your posture as you play, you're not really giving your body the opportunity to load up that muscle memory so you can hit your shots. Another thing is you want to aim with your forearm and your wrist. You want to use your wrist only for micro movements and your forearm for everything else. It's gonna feel weird at first, but you've got to use your forearm to do the majority of your aiming. Only your wrist for those micro flicks that you got to do to correct here and there. In the beginning, you're going to be consciously thinking about it. It's going to feel weird, but the more you do it, the more your body will internalize and you won't have to think about it anymore. Second up is finding your sensitivity. Having the right sensitivity for you is critical, and a lot of people play with their sensitivity way too high. High sensitivity is useful for when you have to flick to an enemy behind you, but you don't have as much control over the micro flicks, and those are way more important because your crosshair should already be pointed near where an enemy is going to peek or vice versa. Here are some guidelines that are going to help you find the right sensitivity for you. You want a sensitivity that will allow you to swipe across your mouse pad and do about a 180-degree turn. My sensitivity does about a 200-degree turn, but everyone is different. Once you've got something dialed in, put a shot in the back of the range and strafe around it and try to keep your crosshair on that dot in the back of the range. If your crosshair is pushing past the spot, your sensitivity might be a little bit too high, so dial it down a bit. If your crosshair is falling short, your sensitivity might be too low, so try dialing it up a little bit. Once you've got it to a pretty good spot, you want to do some flicking exercises and observe yourself while you flick. This is where you're going to be making those little adjustments to your sensitivity to really fine tune it. You want to ask yourself, am I under flicking? Then turn up your sensitivity just a little bit. Am I over flicking? Go down just a little bit. This whole process could take like 30 minutes to an hour, but it will save you so much time and frustration in the future. Do it. 3. Aiming in Valorant. Okay, in Valorant, the crosshair is just the center of your screen. It's not like COD or Overwatch where it represents exactly where your bullets will land. If you want to be accurate, you need to stop moving fully, pause for a split second, and then take your shot. Walking and shooting is semi-viable, but it requires more practice. It's possible Riot will tune this more and make walking and shooting less viable, so just beware. But this is the basis for Valorant. Run or walk, spot your target, stop, aim, fire. So do this. Boot up the shooting range, hit F3, spawn bots, and practice this. Move, spot your target, aim, stop, headshot. Do it again. Move, spot your target, aim, stop, headshot. If you gotta say it as you do it, go for it. Move, spot, aim, stop, fire. Just keep doing that, keep running it, commit this to your muscle memory. And I want you to work on this for a while. Try to push the limits of what's possible here. Try to shoot a little bit earlier this time than last time and see if you can still land an accurate shot. The more you do this, the more you're gonna get a feel of how moving and shooting works in Valorant. But no matter what, you need to practice this for a while if you want this to become a part of your muscle memory, and that's the goal of everything here, is we want everything to get committed to muscle memory. Try backing up to the entrance wall and practicing rounding the corner. Again, move, spot, aim, stop, fire. It's okay if you're slow. We're just committing this to muscle memory right now. You can get faster later. The key right now is accuracy. Move, spot, aim, stop, fire. And you've noticed by now that we're only practicing headshots. It takes about 4 to 5 body shots from a rifle at full armor to die, but usually it only takes 1 to 2 headshots. So you can body shot your way into a kill, but if you could nab a headshot, why wouldn't you? That's why we're focusing on headshots. You usually only need 1. While your opponent is working on their body shots, you just nab a headshot and you win the fight. 4. Recoil control. Recoil control is critical to improving your aim in Valorant. It lets you get more accurate shots down range as fast as possible, and you need to be familiar with the recoil control for the weapons of your choice. Usually this means the Stinger, Spectre, Bulldog, Phantom, and the Vandal. Let's look at just the Phantom for now. If you test the uncontrolled recoil of the Phantom at 10 meters, this is what you get. you get a pattern that looks sort of like the number 7. The goal is to mirror that on the mouse. So you're gonna wanna drag down and to the left, then across to the right. But this is actually really hard to do. You don't need to master this exact recoil control to aim well. What you need to do is just drag down after about the 3rd shot. Your first 3 shots with the Phantom are right on target. So don't start pulling down before that, or you'll overcompensate and end up getting leg shots. You don't want leg shots. At 5 meters away, it's easy to control recoil well after your 8th shot. And at 10 meters away, it's still pretty easy. 20 meters is where you're gonna start to feel the challenge. But you wanna be able to get 10 bullets inside the bullseye ring here consistently. At 30 meters, you wanna get about 7 bullets inside the bullseye. And at 50 meters, you're really only bursting your rifle to get tight groupings of about 5 shots. ADSing really comes into play at 50 meters too. You wanna try to get a small tap to the head and then 1 body shot to finish somebody off with the Phantom. Obviously, with the Vandal, you only need 1 shot to the head no matter the distance. If you wanna become proficient with each of these weapons, and you need to, you're gonna have to pick up each one, head to the range, learn the recoil patterns, and learn how they work at different ranges. I could walk you through each one of these weapons, but it's better if you just pick it up yourself and learn how to learn. So I don't really use the Stinger that much, so I picked it up and I was like, I'm gonna learn how to use this thing. And I found out that at super close range, it's pretty awesome, but at long range, you basically need to ADS and take the 3-round burst that you get. It's not an ideal gun for long range, but if you have it and you need to do a long range engagement, that's just what you gotta do. It's worth noting that crouching does help your aim in Valorant, but it takes a second for the crouch modifier to kick in. Most of the time, it's not worth it to spam crouch when you fire. A lot of players use it as a crutch, but it's best to ignore it for now. You can weave it in later as you get better with your aim. 5. Crosshair placement. I have a great video on this and you can click on the top right to see it right now, but the gist is this. You need to keep your crosshair at head level a few pixels off whichever corner you suspect an enemy will pop out. Your crosshair is head level so you can easily headshot and not have to flick to their head. Your crosshair is a few pixels off the corner to account for your reaction time. If it's right on the corner as somebody peeks out, you'll shoot way too late. And as you push a corner, keep your crosshair snapped to the corner itself, again at head level, because you have more control over the push and thus your reaction time. So to practice this, boot up some custom matches and practice walking around with your crosshair stuck on corners as you peek them at head level. You need to commit this to muscle memory and do this 100% of the time. All high level players do this. If you want to win 1v1s in Valorant, this is like 50% of the job right here, and you don't even have to practice that much. You can incorporate this into your gameplay today. When I released the original crosshair placement video, a ton of people were commenting and they were saying, holy crap, my aim just got better overnight. Yeah, this is a no-brainer. Just do it. Lastly is aim drills. Now you know the basics and you practice them. Your sensitivity is tuned to you, your posture is tuned to you, you understand and can apply the basics of moving and shooting, you can apply recoil control at different ranges for all the weapons, you're applying strong usage of crosshair placement, but this part is the part that never ends, and that's pushing your aim higher. This is the end game of improving your aim. It's aim drills. Okay, for easy difficulty flicking, you need to be hitting 29, but preferably you gotta hit 30 to move on to medium difficulty flicking. Now for medium, you need to be hitting at least 25 plus to move on. For hard difficulty flicking, you need to be hitting 30. Okay, 30 is sort of a joke because my current record is 23, and to my knowledge, nobody has actually hit 30 yet, so it feels kind of impossible. But you need to be pushing and practicing every day. So because my PR is 23, I'm like gunning for 25 every day, and you better believe that I'm gonna hit it soon, and then I'm gonna be going for 26 and 27 and so on. You gotta set a personal best, then go after it, set another one, and go after it again. Listen, I am not a god at aiming, but you better believe that I'm hustling and seeking improvement every single day. If you do these things and you practice them, your aim will improve. And if it does, let me know in the comments below. Hey everyone, I'm Spin. Thanks so much for watching. I kind of only started making YouTube videos like a month ago, but I've been having a blast. If you like this kind of thing, please go ahead and like and subscribe, maybe even leave a comment below. It means so much to me. Peace and love, everybody.